We are trying to hit $11,000 by noon today. We only need 7 partners in hope at 1-800-372-4999. 1-800-372-4999. That's 1-800-372-4999.
So when we want to hit numbers, we bring in the star power, right?
Yeah.
So we are joined by Kathleen Hughes, who's a St. Jude patient mom. You're actually, we pulled her out of volunteering. You're answering phones right now. And to tell me your unique St. Jude story.
All right. Thank you so much. And yes, this would, we came to the Radiothon. Actually, my first one was 1995. So it was just a way to give back. And so I'll just start with the beginning of the story. My daughter, Bridget Hughes, was diagnosed when she was 15 months old with acute myeloid leukemia, which is the adult leukemia in a child. It's very rare. We were told at the time when we entered the doors of St. Jude, at that time, her percentage was about 25% to survive. And with a bone marrow transplant, which she had an auto transplant, which they don't do a lot of right now, is they take her marrow and then they put radiation, they put chemotherapy in it, and then they put it back in her body. And it's amazing. I mean, amazing that that bone marrow knew how to get back.
Yeah.
And I guess it leads me to the research of St. Jude. It's top notch, absolutely top notch. And to think that now I believe that AML is into about 60% cure rate.
Wow.
Yeah. So they've got a ways to go, but they're working, and they work so hard. When we entered those doors, you think it's going to be this, very, very gloomy time. Actually, it's so full of life. And people are right there at the door greeting you. Another thing that's amazing about St. Jude is we were not asked for our insurance card. We were not asked how we're going to pay for this. That is so unusual.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you go into any other hospital, any other place, that's the first thing they ask is, where's your insurance card? They did not even ask us that till probably, I bet, 8 hours into the process. They want to take care of you and your child. That is their utmost importance, is they want to help you and your child when you walk in those doors. Bridget is now 23, going to be 24 in July.
Yay!
And that is all because of St. Jude. We debated about going somewhere local because we had family and we had 2 other children. One was 4 months old and one was 3.5 years old. And so the thought of leaving them, dealing with the magnitude of what we had to deal with Bridget, and then on top of it, leaving our 2 children. But we were told by our pediatrician that if he had a child, St. Jude is where he would go.
So did you go with Bridget and stay there?
Yes. First we went to Peoria. We were able to go down to Peoria to get her initial diagnosis. When we went to Peoria, they said it was some type of leukemia. They just weren't sure at that time. They were pretty sure that it was AML, and so we would have to go to Memphis. So within 48 hours, we were in St. Jude. From her diagnosis in Peoria, we were in St. Jude, and she started on chemo within probably 5 hours of being there.
And they took care of the travel to get you there. 'Cause I'm sure it's like, what do we do? We knew we need to get her there. But.
Oh my gosh. I mean, they think of everything. We never saw a bill. Between our insurance and St. Jude, we never saw a bill. Never.
How long did you spend there?
We were there almost 8 months because at that time the protocol was the bone marrow transplant. And so we had to be there 8 months. But they paid our lodging. They paid our travel. For 18 years, they followed Bridget. Back and forth for checkups, for and it gave us such a feeling of comfort to know that if she did happen to relapse, they're going to catch it. They're going to catch it.
Kathleen, St. Jude does so much for everybody in the family, not just the patients, the moms, the dads, the brothers, the sisters. As a parent, seeing your child sick, what is St. Jude, how do they help you keep your spirits high?
And And that's exactly, we always said they don't just treat the child, they treat the family, because the family, and again, and especially in a circumstance like ours with 2 other children, there wasn't a day that didn't go by that someone didn't ask us, how's our other children? You know, how are you dealing with that? We were down there through quite a few holidays. We were there through Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, Mother's Day, and they would get gifts for our kids that are back in Illinois. We always said from the top up to the bottom of every staff member there. I mean, they just are amazing. I could go on and on, but and I always tell people it goes where they say it goes. Lodging, travel, food. We even got food vouchers. We didn't even have to pay for our food, and they have a wonderful cafeteria. The cafeteria is wonderful. I just can't say enough that. And I think what hit us is that when you hear about these radiothons, and at the time there were the mathathons, and people came to our door, and we donated to the mathathon. Never in a million years thinking that we would be touched and have to do that.
And at 15 months old, you said, is when she was diagnosed, you should be worried about walking and things like that. And I can only imagine what it was like. Yeah. So 1-800-372-4999. That's 800-372-4999. Become a partner in hope. We've said it takes, $2.2 million to fund St. Jude a day. And that $20 a month Partner in Hope donation not only pays for the treatment and the families to stay there so they don't have to worry about anything. It's all thanks to folks like you and I who are partners in hope.
Kathleen, I want to ask you something before you go. You are answering phones in our phone bank. How long have you been doing that?
Off and on since 95.
That is incredible.
Yeah. And another full circle moment, Bridget actually worked for St. Jude for a year in North Carolina. She raised funds for St. Jude. And since she was little and go back for her checkups, everybody kept saying, you're going to come back and work for us, right? And she did for a year, but she wanted to get back in the area. She missed family and friends. But she got to see it full circle. She saw it from a patient and then from the staff, and just top notch. Top notch.
It's incredible. We talked before we went on the air that you said these aren't tears of sadness, these are tears of gratitude. That is amazing.
Gratitude, absolutely.
And that is why we are here today.
Yeah, 1-800-372-4999, 800-372-4999. So Bridget and Kathleen's story is happy.
It's happy.
But,
they were blessed.
Yeah, unfortunately some aren't. Mary Jo was an amazing little girl. She fought her battle for 10 years, and her father won't ever let go of her legacy.